Well, hello, I'm Alex, and today I've got an idea for making zines. So you can use this simple zine format to develop a daily practice. It's small, it's little, you can take it with you anywhere you go. It's perfect for prompts, and it's perfect for when you don't have time. You know how I'm always saying, it's easy to spend a few minutes a day in creative play. I'm sure some of you are like, well, it's easy for you to say you're an artist. So, I'm making these videos for you to take play breaks with me. This is your creativity timeout, baby. Just grab whatever supplies you have on hand, work alongside me, don't worry. I'm keeping this no fuss fabulous, easy peasy. Go ahead, check it out. I've got a special bonus video for you today. Yay! I'm calling it Multicolor Ink Blot Butterflies. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I've got a video about doodling with ink blots and another one called Daily Play with Zines and Ink Blots. And in both of those videos, I'm using these kinds of inks to make the ink blots. And these are just stamping inks. So these are the kind of inks you can get in office supply stores to add more ink to your stamp pads when they start drying out. They work perfectly for ink blots. They're easy to find, they're not expensive, so I love using those. Today we're actually not going to use those. We're going to use a lot of colors, and what we're using is something called liquid acrylic. You could get this same effect if you took some acrylic tube paint and watered it down and stirred it a lot to get it sort of consistent, and it would have what you're looking for is a drippy enough to, liquidy enough to be able to drip with it, but not so liquidy that it looks like watercolor. And because it's not hard to do, but it would be kind of a pain to have to create, 6 or 7 different colors that way. I'm just going straight with the liquid acrylics because this is something I like to use. So this has a lot of pigment, it comes in a lot of colors, and you just shake it up a little bit. It's great. So I'm thinking of every now and then to add a bonus video like this one, which may require more supplies than normal, because I'm really trying to keep all my videos no fuss fabulous, super easy basic supplies. This one requires a little more. If you don't have this, if you can find something that says fluid acrylic, this one might be slightly more liquidy, but this one works just as well. So what we're looking for is nice colors, lots of pigment, liquidy so that we can create blots with it. And I even have a white, which you have to shake it a lot. I even have a white, and this one was pretty pricey, but this is an opaque white liquid watercolor, believe it or not. And it's amazing. So we're going to use that too. Alright, what are we doing? Well, we're taking strips of thick paper. It doesn't need to be as thick as cardstock, but it needs to be thicker than regular paper. And we're folding them in half. So I've gone ahead and pre-folded a bunch of these. So go ahead and have that ready. And then we're just going to open up all our colors because this is going to go pretty quickly here. I'm probably going to get my fingers full of color today, but I'm not worried about it. Wow, I really had these tight. Okay, let me move the lids out of the way here. Okay, so if I were you, I would go 2 and 2, and I would just very quickly add drips. So that's probably too much, but that's too much blue for sure. a little gung-ho here. So what's gonna happen? I don't know. Oh look, this one came out. So I don't know if it's messed up for good. No, it's fine. So that one came out like watery, so make sure you shake them up. Oh, and pink. Oh my god, pink. Yes, please. So I just want you to add colors to the spine here. If you're noticing, that's what I'm doing. It can be a tiny little bloop, or it can be more. And now we're going to make sure you've covered your work surface. I should have said that in the beginning. You are covering your work surface, and you're just gonna go like that. You see? Check it out. Check it out. Okay. So I'm gonna let these dry while I keep going. And let's see, I had to grab some more paper here. So even when you let them dry, make sure the edges don't touch anything because they got paint on them. So we're gonna do 2 more and then 2 more. We'll do this 3 times. So this time, I was a little heavy on the ink. It's still gonna turn out fine. And I'm saving the white for last. But this time, instead of going in the, let's see, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna add, oops, it just comes out that way. Damn. Okay, I'm trying to be a little less heavy on the color here. So I was gonna say, you're always gonna want one bit in the spine, but it doesn't have to be very much. Okay. All right, I want more pink for these, so let's see what happens if I get more pink here. And I'm gonna add the green. Look, the green seems to be separating a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep adding. Like, the more colors you can get mixing together, the more fun. And maybe a little bit of yellow again. So let's see what happens. So I'm gonna do this guy again. Okay, what did I get? Ooh, yes, 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 yes. So don't worry, I'm putting them away, but I'll get them out in a second. Oh, yes, 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 yes. This is what I'm going for here. Let's do 2 more. So what I'm trying to do is have it bleed into each other, have a mix of colors. And then what you'll notice when you do this is, this happens with ink, but less so because it's more liquidy. When you're using anything that's a paint, I wonder if you can appreciate this. I'll scan these, you'll definitely see it in the scans. But where it's been pushed together and then separated, it leaves marks. And those marks look feathery, which is perfect for butterflies, if you can check that out. They look like little branches. Tiny little network of, you know, little tiny lines. Amazing. So pretty. So we're gonna do this one more time. So that seemed to work better. Now I'm just gonna go adding tiny dots if I can control this. The yellow seems to be more liquidy. I don't know why. I'm gonna do that one last. doing here? I'm just adding colors. And green. Ooh, that's a lot of green down there. All right, come on, yellow. Okay, are you ready? Let's see what happens when we fold that over. Now, if you were to rub super hard, you would get less of those lines that I'm looking for. So it's just go like that. And now when you open it, it creates these lines. Oh my gosh, wow. Check that out. Okay, let's let these guys dry. I want to show you that if you wanted to do this whole process in your sketchbook, I suggest you take 2 pages and fold them in half, and then do exactly what we did before to get these strips, but just in your sketchbook, right? If you decide later to cut it out, you can always cut it out, but aren't these beautiful to have in your sketchbook? Can you imagine having an ink blot sketchbook and a few of your pages are like this? So instead of having the ink blot in the spine coming out this way, you've got it double, right? You've got a spine here and a spine here. Okay, so now you can appreciate the difference between what it looks like when you don't use white and what it looks like when you use white. So this is where the white came in, and that's what I'm going to show you now. That and cutting out the butterflies. So let me get that out of the way. So this is where we left off. I made a bunch of these, 6 of these. Well, I started to cut out butterflies. So you can see I cut out these 2 from here. And I cut out this one from here. And I cut out this one from here. So the reason I'm showing you with colored paper underneath here is just for you to see the shape that I cut out. And I'll make a slide of these. I'll scan these so that you can see it better. But anyway, what I quickly realized was that all of these butterflies have white on them. And one of the things I'm trying to show you is that you could stick these on a piece of cardstock or craft paper, fold it in half and make a card with these. So if you were to pick white craft paper to make a card, they're probably not going to stand out as much as you want them to, right? So if you make your butterflies and they have white areas, which I think is beautiful, just make sure that your background has some color to it. Okay, so here's some I just wanted you to quickly see that. Anyway, let me keep going here. What I did was I went back in and added more color. So on this one I went back in and added more color, and on this one and on this one. Okay, and this one I added white. So I just want to show you that if this is what you get and you love it, perfect. If you want it to be more colorful, add more drops, fold it over, and just keep going until you're happy with what it looks like. If it's full of color all the way to the edges, beautiful. I mean, just keep going. There's no rule that says you can only put your drops once and then you're done. You can keep adding drops, keep folding it over, keep seeing what that looks like. And if you have a white, your last layer, or it doesn't even have to be your last. At some point you can add white and then you can keep adding colors on top of that. So I'm going to grab these 2 and show you that. So let me put these away. Let me put these guys away. This is the one that's already got the white. Let's do the white on these guys, and then I'll show you some card examples. All right. Let me make sure I'm centered as much as possible here. Alrighty, adding the white. What happens? Why add white? Well, some areas just end up being very, like this is a lot of red and pink. You can add white for interest. And you can just see what happens. So fold it down. Check it out. It's even more feathery and more branch-like. So here I see there's still a lot there. I'm just going to keep pressing on that until it spreads out. That's pretty cool. Yep. And here I also have a little more that could spread out. Wow, look what I just did. Very cool. And here, yep. I'm liking it. All right, so that's a good example. Let me go ahead and do this one. On this one, I'm gonna add even more. Let's just see what happens. Let's see if I put white everywhere. Because it looks like I can keep pushing on it and spreading it out and thinning it out. Maybe it's okay if I do more. Alright, that's a lot of white. So let me get this out of the way here. Oops, I'm pushing it all the way out. I can see it coming out. Wow. Ooh. Oh my goodness, look at that one. Okay. Send a little bit here. Okay. That is pretty amazing. So I'm gonna let that dry. I've got these two that are drying. And I'll scan these so you can see them. Wait a minute, which one? Okay. This is already dry. Okay, let me show you how to cut butterflies. So I'm sure you've cut a heart before. You fold a paper in half and you do this shape, right? Easy peasy. Right, I folded it in half, I get a heart. Well, a butterfly is no different. All you have to do is fold your paper up again, and then you can see what happened here, right? If I take some colored paper, you can see what that shape is. And if you want a shape that's a little bit more intricate, not really intricate, but just if you get bored of cutting that shape and you're cutting a lot of butterflies, this is actually my favorite shape right here. So there you go. Anything that looks like this, or like that, is perfect for a butterfly. So let's cut some butterflies here. Okay, let's see, if this is against white, you're probably not gonna be able to see this. Alright, let's see. So I swoop over. I didn't even look to see which part I'm cutting. I just think no matter what I cut, it's gonna be really cool, and I want it to surprise me. There you go, so there's a butterfly. What did I get? Oh my goodness, look at that. That is cool. Alright, another thing you can do is ahead of time, you can cut down. It might make it a little easier. So I've just randomly cut two like this, and I'm going to make two more butterflies. So I tend to go over, swoop really far out, wiggle my way back to the center, and then do one more shape here at the bottom. Check it out. do one more here. Okay. Oh wow, my favorite by far. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to pick, is there one I can cut out that I just made, or is it still super wet? They're still pretty wet, but let me just go ahead and show you what I would use these for. So one idea is to put them on little clothespins. Another idea is to make cards. So you either take some cardstock, some craft paper, fold it in half and make a card. And if you have it in different colors, I was showing you what these butterflies look like. You might like it better to see them against color instead of against white. It's kind of up to you. But also, if you have existing cards, you could decorate them. So let me show you that. So what if you have an existing card, even if it has an image on it? What if it's got some flowers on it? Well, wouldn't it be fun to just add one butterfly or a few butterflies? Here, for this example, I'm going to use these. So these had the white paper showing through, but against the pink background, it's perfectly fine. It's actually nice. It's actually, I think, helpful, right? So you could just decorate it somehow, add butterflies, maybe even have them sort of come off the card, like they're trying to fly away. And then how would I attach those? I would just take regular old masking tape, or maybe you've got some really good Scotch tape. I would roll it in, take small pieces, roll it into these little tubes, and then cut those in half because it really can't be too big, otherwise you're gonna see it. And I would just stick those on. Okay? So how about we do an odd number here? How about we do 3? That might be nice. So okay, so I've just stuck 3 on there. And you get that? Okay, if you're not using an existing card and you've just folded a card in half, you could write something and put those around the words, or you could just group them together and have like a circular shape here where they're all grouped together. That's another idea. So let me quickly show you, let me leave the white paper here and show you what it's like if you put them on little clothespins. So I would do the same thing with the tape. Let's see, stick my little tape on here. It makes like a little cushion. What I love about using the tape and also only putting the tape underneath the body part of the butterfly is that it gives it a three-dimensional quality. You see, I'm only sticking it along the center, and you can use double stick tape or you could use a glue stick if you want it to be flat. I just like using the tape. It's probably more permanent if you use a glue stick, or if you put some white glue and then let it sit on there long enough to dry. Kind of depends what you're using it for. So here I'm going to take this one and I'm just sticking down the center of the butterfly. Like that. So let's see. Like that. Okay, so I've done 3, and you can, these will attach themselves anywhere where you can apply a clothespin. So maybe on a curtain, maybe on the edge of a curtain. Oops, look, this one I did backwards, so let me fix that. There you go. Okay, so anywhere where you can attach a little clothespin, you can decorate with your pretty butterflies. Okay, I hope you had fun taking this tiny play break with me. Be honest, it was super easy. You know, when it comes to your creativity, it's never about what you're making. It's about how you feel while you're making it, right? Okay, I've got lots more videos on my YouTube channel here, so subscribe, stay tuned, play. Come back and get your daily dose of make stuff feel good energy. Thank you so much for being here, and sparkle on.